What's up, dude?
What's happening, man?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. I'm tired. How about you?
We're here, man.
Yeah.
We're here.
I mean, that's the best non-answer. We here.
That's what you. I guess that's what you say when you really know what the fuck else to say. You know what I mean?
I feel that. Yeah.
What you been doing, dude? I mean, I hadn't seen you. It's been a while. Some shit's happened in comedy since I last talked to you. Cat Williams' whole debacle.
Oh yeah, bro.
That happened since I talked to you. I think.
Man, it was funny.
Some other shit. I don't know.
He ruined the game. Everybody got their beef they want to put out. Like ever since he dropped that, everybody been airing their dirty laundry. He the reason Diddy got caught up. It's a lot. I don't know, but for me, I just been trying to stay out the way and do comedy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I moved to Austin since the last time we talked. I think I was in Dallas last time we talked.
Yeah.
And then I came back and then I moved to Austin. So I'm out there trying to see what I can make out of that since Joe Rogan and all the people down there, you know what I'm saying?
So you've been running sets like how often you on the mic down there?
If I want to, I could do it like every day. But
is that not your thing or like?
Well, it would be if all the mics were good. Like there's a list of open mics and it's damn near every day. And if it's not an open mic, then it's a showcase you could probably get on if you're good enough. But a lot of the mics, it's only comedians or it's like two people in the audience that's not really listening and stuff like that. So some of them are not even worth your time. So I figured out, as far as that goes, I figured out which ones are worth going to, and then I'll do those. So it's like Sundays and Mondays, the Mothership and Kill Tony is on Monday. But if you do that, you're not doing another mic until 12 o'clock. They have a midnight mic after Kill Tony. But you waiting. If you sign up for Kill Tony, it started like, you got to get out there like I say 5, because Mothership has an open mic too at the same time. You sign up for that. If you get caught up, you do that. If you don't, then you go across the street and you sign up for Kill Tony at 6 and you wait until it's over with. And you might even get your name called. So you out there till like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of people doing that now.
Too many.
That's what I was going to ask. I know it's like the comedy rush, right? And it's hitting that. But I mean, do you feel like, is it fizzled out in? Is it still just picking up? Like
it's crazy. I think it's gotten worse. Not worse, but it's gotten more people come out there now because it hit like a peak where like after Cam Patterson, a lot of people just like, oh, he only been doing it for 2 years. Let me come out there. And he got a lot of partners from Florida that come out there too.
Okay.
So it's just this influx of people watching people's lives change, and everybody think they funny. So I can do a minute. So everybody going out there, I beat people every day, and it's just like, it's kind of an insult. Like whatever you do, you work hard for. Like if you're a firefighter and you hear somebody go, all you doing is going in the house that's hot. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. All you doing is putting on, but it's like, it's more to it than that. You got to learn how to take it. So people come like, all you have to do is be funny for a minute and then be interesting. That sound easy, but then when you go up there and you're in front of people that didn't come to see you, they came to see somebody fail or be stupid. They don't really come to see you be funny either. Like most people that get on now is like characters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you like I got a pussy in my pocket, and they'll be like, okay, yeah. But then some people come up there with material. Good material don't work on Kill Tony sometimes. Okay. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've done Kill Tony?
Not yet.
You still put your name in the hat. So yeah. Dude, I'm excited. I hope they call you. You know,
Me too.
I guess if you keep going, it's a matter of time for you finally, get through.
I know. I got a partner from. Actually, I started doing comedy with him here named Drew Nickens. He just got called up. This week on Monday. Yeah. Him. Dang, like a few people I know I met, and I don't know. They said he killed, but I haven't seen it. Okay. And I haven't talked to him yet, but they said he did good. Okay. But he's been going out there from Dallas every Monday for a year, maybe even more than that. So it's like some people been spending years worth of gas going somewhere, going 2-3 hours, 5 hours away, just to try to make it.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a bad thing, especially since the platform's there now. You know what I mean? It's just going to take. You just gotta. I guess it's going to weed out the people who actually,
for sure,
determined to make a name for themselves, I guess.
Yeah, it's been, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it, but I don't care. Like, for when I was out there before this month, the past like 3 or 4 weeks, we put names in the hat. We didn't get called, but like after the show, they'll be like, all right, y'all, make sure y'all practicing y'all jokes and going to these open mics. The last time I was out there, it was like, all right, look, we can't keep having trash people come up here. Make sure y'all going to these open mics. Make sure y'all bringing material. Make sure y'all memorizing your stuff.
So they're still blindly pulling these names out of the hat. And so some nobody or some no name. When I say that, no disrespect, but I'm saying like haven't put in any time, just may luckily get drawn and take the spotlight away from someone who's probably been grinding for.
It's way more people that I think I can do it, and it's less people that's like I'm ready. And then those people usually get called, and then
you get a minute, right?
Yeah, you get a minute.
It's a minute. That's it.
Just a minute.
And it's got to be some hot, intricate, shit. You know
it's got to be some. The crazy thing about comedy is you can be really funny, but when you get on stage, it's kind of like this thing where you have to know. The people know what they want, but they don't know what they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to kind of guess and figure out. And sometimes it's relying on stuff that makes people laugh.
And it makes a difference too. I would assume who's co-hosting that episode too, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get a different reaction from Rogan where you would fucking Tucker Carlson or whoever's going to show up on the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to get a different reaction.
For sure. Yeah.
And you don't really ever know.
Never.
Who's going to be on there?
Nope. I do know, like when you waiting outside, whoever get caught up, they'll come back to it's like 100 people sitting in front of this place called Poor Choices. Mm-hmm. It's a bar across the street on 6th Street. That's where they hold the comics at now. And there'll be like 50 to almost 200 people just sitting in front of this bar just talking. So somebody will go and they'll get caught up and they'll come and be like, oh yeah, so-and-so. I don't know if I was there that night Tucker Carlson was up, but I know that I got a homie that went up that night. His name is Mark Wellborn. It's like you never know until like you go and sign up. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you said, you don't know who's gonna show up.
Right, and that's gonna make a difference on what material you may spit. Because
it could affect
you get a reaction out of that person, then that turn gets a reaction out of the crowd, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
it's a fucking cool ass concept, man. It really is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I like it. I think I don't know. There's a lot of cool concept. I feel like what we're going through now. You and I talked about this before a little bit last time we did this, but like what you're going through now is just a complete culture shift in how you deliver information to people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because people take in so much on a daily basis that, dude, you just got to be fucking ready.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
At all times.
I think I'm going to stop engaging on the internet.
Okay.
I got beat up verbally yesterday. I talk a lot of shit on it. I talk a lot of shit on the internet. And like when I make jokes, it's usually not what my actual opinion is. I say crazy shit all the time because it's funny, but not because I mean it.
Right.
And I get on Facebook, and it might be my fault too, because sometimes I say some introspective shit that I believe in, and then I might want to play it the next time. But like that's human nature. But people on the internet expect you to be all the time. Yeah. So when I fuck around, I say some shit. I said some shit about Drake. I made fun of Drake because he wore blackface in a picture, and it came out when Pusha T dissed him and leaked all this information. So is this picture of Drake with traditional, very racist blackface on? He smiled. It's crazy. And Kendrick had a line in the song, and I quoted that line in his diss to Drake, and I posted that picture. I'm just joking because I
saw that, but I know what the fuck it was. But I'm not culturally up to date on these things either. So
it was a crazy thing. Drake was basically making fun of. Kendrick was making fun of Drake for being half white, half black. Okay. And it wasn't like he was like you. He was basically saying you can't say the N word no more.
Gotcha.
And he said it in the song.
I saw that. Now I understand. Okay, yeah.
So he was messing around. It's not like. Because people were taking it too deep, like, what you mean? Because he identified black. And it's
God.
You got other people. But it's like, bro, it's not that deep. He battle rapping. He trying to make fun of Drake for being half white and being from a place where he not from the hood, but not trying to adopt that culture.
Right.
So that was the whole thing. So I'm making a joke about it. Then people get in the comments and are like giving these dissertations. And I'm like, and I get tricked by it because then I'm like, I expect people to.
You gonna talk more shit then?
I should just go. Let me be funny, but then when somebody says something stupid, I have a problem not letting people be stupid.
Like you want to educate them?
Not educate them, it's just like, I feel like, if like somebody come to you and say, your shirt is blue. And you're like, my shirt not blue? But then they're like, yes, it is. And you could just go, okay, he crazy, I'm not. But you're like, no, these are the colors, and this is the color.
Okay.
I do that.
Okay.
I'm like,
okay.
I get engaged in it, and somebody called me unintelligent. He's like, "You're smarter than this," and I'm like, "I feel like you talking to me. Like, are you related to Drake or something? I don't know what's happening. Like all these people, and it's mostly light skinned dudes that take pictures.
I was about to say it's probably white dudes.
It's not. It's not. It's like One dude, he's matter of fact, he's darker than me. Like I didn't expect this from him, and we cool.
Yeah.
But he was just like arguing. This is my thing. I'm an artist. Like my first thing I could do. I mean, I was drawing since I could pick up a pencil. So like I'm really into art. Like a lot of people know me for either music, and I probably said this last time. They know me for individual stuff.
Right.
A lot of people don't know me for all of those things together. So people know me for 5 years and then find out, oh, you can draw, oh, you can do this. I'm like, yeah, I don't just be like, this is what I do, yo. Right. I just do stuff. So some people like, oh no, let me go back. I'm getting confused. So like I'm into art for real, and some people do art. And I was having a conversation with my homeboy Trey Mack, and I was like, some people do art, and then there's artists. There's people that live and breathe art, and they'll do it for free. They don't care how much you pay them. Like they of course they want money. Everybody want money, but there's some people that just do art for the love of it, and they understand it on a different level. Some people just, I feel like painting today, and they'll paint it whether it's good or not. They just can do it. So, and I think there's a difference in the mentality of an artist versus a person that does art. And this dude got on here and he was trying to tell me that he was like, Drake is better because he makes more money. And I'm like, but that's not what we're talking about. Like even people that don't listen to rap, they know if you having a rap beef diss battle, it's not about I got more money than you. You can say that, but also say it cleverly. Yeah. It's not just look at the charts, look how many people buy my music.
Right.
Okay, I can still rap better than you.
I can still talk shit. Yeah,
and that's all it is a talk shit battle.
Yeah,
money is not an influence on that. No. He was trying to debate. He's like, well, let's see, you're arguing opinion and I'm arguing facts, and I'm like, but you can break down who's a better shit talker.
That's not what this is about. You're just
he's saying shit, and then another light skinned dude was saying stuff, and then they're liking each other's comments back and forth. I'm like, what's happening? So I don't know. I was just every time Drake thing happened, I said something about religion. I didn't even make the joke. I reposted the joke and it's like, I wish I saw this on Easter Sunday. Real quick, somebody was like, you know, Jesus sees everything you tweet, right? And then somebody was like, it's funny he see my tweets but didn't see 400 years of slavery. I didn't say that.
I saw that.
I reposted it like you saw it.
But they attacked you?
Yeah, and they was like, everybody had slaves. I'm like, all right,
I don't know. It's a weird space we live in because especially like as a comedian, you are the person that is not supposed to be taken seriously, right? And they're still trying to put you on a pedestal
for sure
and make you be a representative for XYZ community, not just maybe as African American, but maybe as an artist or maybe as a comedian or maybe as a comedian from Louisiana. Yeah. You know, they put you in all these different boxes and you're supposed to just make sure that you fulfill whatever it is they think that you're supposed to be. Yeah. You know, and it's just not fucking possible, man.
It's not. People also, they'll take their trauma and they'll make you the face of whatever they dealt with because you might look like what they don't like. And that a lot of that happened too. People don't clarify or they don't try to understand where you're coming from before they argue because they feel like they right because they've been hurt or whatever. And it's nasty. I blame Dave Chappelle. Because he's too good at being truthful and funny. So now everybody wants that. And
well, everyone wants that, but the problem is that dude's earned his stripes. Yeah. I mean, he created the most controversial content for our time, for the past.
Yeah, so episode motherfucking number one.
Day one, yeah.
Right.
The first sketch on episode
he come out the gate with that. And then what episode was that?
That was the Clayton Bigsby. The blind white supremacist.
Yeah. So he come out with that. You come out the gate with that, and a network ran with it.
Yep, and they didn't want to.
Because they saw the number. No, they didn't want to, but they they couldn't deny the money, right?
Facts.
And now it's like no one will touch that now because, but also no one's going for that either.
Well, it is, but it's like not. The thing now is it's not mainstream. The Avenue Dave went down. It was like that was network TV.
He touched millions instantly with one episode.
You can do that now, well, not TikTok and Instagram because they have regulations now. But that's all. It all go back to money.
There's platforms, but there's not like he was just a pioneer for putting that on network, and changing the game. But there's been so many pioneers like that. You know what's funny is like musicians. Day one, you have musicians that changed the game. Whether it was like Ray Charles or whoever, like James Brown, like or even any other, like Jimi Hendrix or just they changed the entire game of Elvis. I mean, holy shit with that. When those things happen, people just will always respect them, and no matter what shit they may have done or no matter what, they're always gonna be on that pedestal. Whereas you can't expect everybody to uphold. They're not this. You don't we don't have the same stripes. It's not the same scenario. It's like you're just trying to make waves here and be creative.
For sure. Yeah, I think celebrity gets fucked up because we hold them to such high standards. Because you know the Hollywood or celebrity thing to do is have PR. So you got like a whole team of people making sure that you look the best. But then that makes people forget that you're human. And then we have this like religious love for celebrities. You're like, oh, I love something. Just like yesterday with Drake. I'm getting attacked because it's like, that's my favorite artist. Like, these ain't the Crips and the Bloods. Like, these are two rich dudes in a tussle. Like, we don't. So I think we get lost in that too. But it's like, nobody perfect. And I think we kind of need to remember that everybody's still human. Yeah. We all got stuff that we battle with every day. We ain't choose to be how we are. We just try to make sure that we don't shit ourselves and eat on time. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think and for comedy, it's interesting now because it's blown up so much. In this past couple of years, that people are looking at what you guys are doing as almost the same thing as a celebrity, expecting you to have a PR team. Like, dude, I fucking make fun of people and talk shit for a living. Why would you expect me to uphold this grand fucking scheme of high intellect 24/7, making sure that my clothes are on point all the time, my hair is perfect, and all just all that? Why would you expect that? Just because there's a handful of comedians that do that, but like look at the ones that cross over into movies and stuff. That's a different story though, right? It's not the stand-up comedian anymore. It's the one that sells out stadiums. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
It's insane, man.
But if you pulled any comedians open mics,
oh my God,
like imagine how many people would be offended. Like if you were just to take every single comedian who's ever existed that is just massive and just put out all of their content, if you could find it, like how many people's feelings would be hurt?
How about this? I can tell you right now, there's some people that are super famous that they're lucky that there's nobody that cares about their old material that's out to go back and edit. I don't want to blow his spot up, but it's one of my favorite comedians, a white guy, but he got a joke that if some people heard it, they'd be like, he finna be some problems. But I think in the context of trying to make a joke, it's weird because at the same time, like I'm a big fan of history, and I feel weird saying this in the South, but I'm very like pro-black, but I'm not just like, people hear that shit and they think you anti-white. I'm not, but it's like being pro-black as...
You're proud of your heritage.
I'm proud of my heritage, and there's a lot of fuck shit that didn't happen in the past, and there are people that want that shit to happen again. And then it's easy for, just not to get into all that too deep, but like there are things that have happened in history where, of course, there's a lot of people that most people aren't racist, you know what I'm saying? But there are systems in place that where it's just like it's fucked it up, so it just worked how it worked. Yeah,
it's taken a very long time to get it back, to completely alter the way systems have been put in place because they were put in place at that time.
Yeah, and it's not just against black people either. It's against like whole nations, like their governments or whoever's in charge set stuff up a certain way, and then you have the domino effect. They've been dead hundreds of years, but there's still the effect that you got to get over. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I forgot my original point. Where I was going. Damn. I hate ADD.
You are pro-black.
Yeah.
Well, before that, because I was gonna say something and it was attached to that. What were we talking about before then?
Well, we talked about the white dude that you didn't name, but he had a bit that people saw today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I was saying like it's weird being a comedian and like also not wanting like injustices to happen, because like on the comedian tip, there are people that say crazy stuff at open mics and they trying to get a laugh, but it's just like outside of these walls we probably had to have a conversation, but you on stage saying it, so I know you're trying to be funny.
You get, so how does that work? So you just I guess everyone accepts that when you get up there, no judgment?
No, everybody don't accept that.
But should they? I mean, is that the question?
Should they? No, I don't say you should. I mean, if you understand that it's twofold, like as an audience member or a comedian watching a comedian perform, you understand that you might hear something that you don't like, but you're going to a comedy show. So kind of adjust yourself accordingly. And if you can't handle it, it'd probably be best not to go.
Right.
But a comedian also has to understand, because I've seen a lot where they take that shit off stage and they think, well, I'm being funny, I'm being edgy. Okay. So it's like, you got to understand, if you go up and say these things, whether you believe them or not, the main object is to be funny. Whether you're trying to tell your truth or the truth or whatever, be funny. But it's a dangerous precedent, because at the same time you can manipulate that That's why you got grifters that's in comedy, in politics, and all this stuff. They know, I don't believe this, but I'm going to say it because there's a group of people that are hurt and they believe the wild thing because they hurt. So let me say this so I can get some money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, dude, it's so complicated.
It is, but my whole thing is be funny. If you if you're trying to be funny and not trying to be edgy, be funny first and everything else will come. Like some people don't. You can't play basketball until you learn the game.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. So yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, you just if you're about the quality of getting a laugh,
for sure,
and not so much trying to latch on to one single ideology, one way or the other. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm just talking about any ideology. You know what I mean? And just I mean, yeah, if you can be funny across the board with any topic, I mean, I would say that you're pretty well rounded. But I guess most people latch on to something. And then it puts them in a box, you know.
It can, and like this is the thing too. I'm not gonna try to make nobody be the kind of comedian that I am or want them to be. Because you got people like Carrot Top. I'm not gonna do no Carrot Top shit, but that's a place for that shit,
dude. That's the weirdest comedy to me too.
Yeah,
like, but it does nothing for me. But there's so many people it does something for, and I do try to wrap my brain around that.
Yeah.
Like it's something completely.
Some shit just not for everybody, and my whole point with that is you can be a well-rounded comedian and never touch certain things in comedy, but that's fine. And if it makes you a better comedian if you're well-rounded in culture. If you understand white culture and black culture and the different subcultures in those, and all, it makes you. Andrew Schultz is a phenomenal crowd work and joke writer because he understands.
Yeah, he's
different cultures.
He is. He's
you know
you're not putting him in one box or the other.
No,
you're not ever going to put him in any type of box, really. I don't think, and that makes. But he's involved in script writing too, and you know, all this I mean, so it's like one of those things where I guess more experience, more time behind the mic, and also more time on the other side of it, watching somebody behind the mic.
I say the best comedian, what will make you a better comedian, you don't have to joke about everything, but because I'll get to that point too. What makes the best comedian, in my opinion, is somebody that is a well-rounded person and is understanding and can look at topics on both sides. And you don't have to agree with anything. Like, that, if you can see things on both sides and find the funny in it or find the truth in it, you can probably find the funny in it, and then you can be funny to multiple people at any given time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there are some people who only do black jokes. There's some people that only do white jokes or white rooms. But it's like, if that's what you do it. You don't have to be well-rounded, but as long as you being funny, that's the end. At the end of the day, be funny. Whatever's attached to that is gonna seep through. I had a comedian friend of mine. I was talking about something because in Austin, there's a lot of weirdo stuff going on too. But you know, it come with the territory.
What do you mean? Just culture in general.
In general, it's since Joe came down, and then Joe Rogan, he built the club, and then Kill Tony came down. There's two of the biggest things in the comedy scene right now. Right. And it brings a lot of people from around the nation. So you got people from like Utah and Wyoming. There's like 6,000 people in their town, and they kind of funny. Like, they the funniest person in their friend group. So they're like, I'm 20 and I'm gonna move to Austin, Texas, and be. And it's like a bunch of those guys that come out here and they 6 months in comedy, but they get there before anybody else. So now they running these shows and they not ready. So then you got people like me and other people that are ready for it. They can't get in nowhere, or they have. Some people be sucking dick to get on, like metaphorically speaking.
Right.
I'm not kissing no ass. Or literally. Hey, but I'm not in those rooms. Yeah. But it's a lot of it's a lot of ass kissing. I'm not doing that because my whole thing is I keep my head down and I'm funny.
Well, if you do the ass kissing thing in anything, then you're always going to owe someone something, right?
Facts.
And so then you never paved your way, nor did you didn't get you're not going to ever have. You can never go back and say, I put in the work, I did it. There's always going to be somebody that has you by some type of leash, I guess.
For sure. Let them go to handcuffs. That's something I'm terrified about. Like, I don't want to take no money because it's like, if I take money for something, then it's like, now it's a favor might come from that. And it's like, nah, I done been in them situations before where you like, I need the help, and they offer it, and you take it, and now they're like, all right, so you're not moving fast enough. I need you to do this. What happened to that money? Like, I ain't even asked for this. You offered it. But it's like that. It's still, weirdo stuff. But even with without the bragging rights, it's too. It's like, if you're not ready for it, but you ass kissing to get ahead, you're not gonna be. If you 6 months in and then you get put to do like 45 minutes of comedy, you headlining the show. You finna be the worst person. Everybody finna leave. Yeah. But it's like you didn't pay them dues to do that. But it's a lot of people that want to jump ship because they ready to be famous. There's a lot of people that want the fame and the recognition of being like the cool guy in the comedy scene. It ain't about that, bro.
Well, I mean, it's just like fighting or sports or anything. Like they may get that golden opportunity just because they were in the right room at the right time, and they get put in there with someone who has done more rounds than them, and immediately knocks them the fuck out. And guess what? They're unheard of, and they've lost their. They never have any relevance because they didn't work their way up. To build a fan base, to build a rapport in the sport. And just earn their stripes, man. Yeah. So no, I think that's I think it was a good point though, bringing up the Chappelle thing, because I mean that's fucking true. Yeah, it really is. That's
something terrifying too. That I couldn't be a UFC fighter. Like even if you can, that's a great equalizer, bro. Because no matter how good you fight, even if a dude is not better than you by numbers, you still knock your ass out, and now your kids just watch you go to sleep on national. I can't do that.
It really is weird because. Yeah. Doing that, when we were growing up, before I got into that sport, doing that when we were kids, running around and fighting in parties and being an idiot, you always oh yeah, so-and-so's the baddest in town. Well, there's still always you always hear there's someone that can whoop your ass.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, now there's someone that can whoop your ass in every room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There used to be just somebody to whoop your ass from other town. You was a badass in this area code, or maybe in this, parish or county. But there's somebody in the next one that, he's a badass and he is, there's a badass in every room now. And it's really hard to tell too. So it's it is funny, but going back to the talking shit on social media, man, I think you keep doing what the fuck you're doing, bro.
For sure. I'm not going to stop.
Fuck that.
I have to learn to, whenever I feel that itch to be let me engage in a thoughtful conversation, because I know they're being I'm gonna just be stupid. I'm gonna just be stupid with you.
Inherently you get to pick and choose your battles and conversations. So I mean, that's one thing I do notice. It is cool when someone has a top tier following and a lot of eyes on them, and they try to take the time to reply to every single person. Yeah. But then you put that pressure on you to do so. And then it's okay, well, if you do that, you're always going to have to do that, right? Yeah. Because you set expectations. But if you just, hey, I'm just going to reply to whoever the fuck I want to, whatever,
For sure. Definitely take your mental health. I fucked the sentence up, but basically take make that your top priority. You know what I'm saying? I used to try to reply to everybody, and I realized first of all, I'm wasted an hour of my time trying to talk to people, and then I'm arguing with somebody, and then we both not talking to each other, we talking to the internet at this point. We both missing points, and it's I'm not doing that no more. I'm driving myself crazy. I can't do that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I don't know, man. Anytime anyone starts getting any type of success, there's so much pressure put on you, and it's pressure you're putting it on yourself, and then everyone else puts it on you. But I have learned something, and I think dude, I would never consider myself successful, even if I got to a point to where, every business that I have, operational control of or own some or whatever is flourishing. I'm making a lot of money. I still don't think I'd ever feel successful because there's always a problem to solve. Yeah. But I think most people, they get into that mindset to where they're doing something and they start doing something really great. Yeah. And then they lose sight of why they started doing it in the first place. And I don't think I ever want to be that type of person. So when I hear anybody start talking about these things, I immediately think, well, fuck, dude, I don't think I'd ever be so satisfied, and not satisfied because I guess you appreciate everything. So I'll never be so fulfilled to where I would lose sight of, I guess, what the trajectory was.
For sure. I think it can happen. I think if you, and I'm pretty sure you do, but just speaking in general, if you're doing something out of love and you can find a way to make money out of that, or even if you just love making money, those people that love something and they do that and it is tied to their income, those people tend to just stay with that, and they don't get lost in the sauce.
But I want that for everybody, man. But unfortunately, and I'm still trying to make that happen for myself. But everyone that I get in a room and talk to, I feel like those are the people. I definitely want that for you. I want that for anyone I'm talking to, because I feel like most of these people that sit down and have these conversations with, they have those opportunities, but there's so many people that don't. Right. And a lot of those people are the ones listening. And it's unfortunate, and I want that for everyone, but that's just not possible because we're not the same. You know, all of us aren't the same.
For sure.
And some type of people just aren't. It's not anything against them, but maybe they're not willing to take the risk.
For sure.
Maybe they're not willing to take the risk because children, or because of relationship, or because of family, or because of beliefs, or because of location. You know, there's so many variants, and it's just, I mean, dude, it's unfortunate, you know, and that would be my wish if I ever had like a wish where I could say, this is what I want for everyone that I know, you know, or everyone that I've spoken to, or everything. It's just give them the opportunity, just one opportunity. You know, give them the opportunity to go out there and do it, and give them the means to be successful if they're willing to put in the work.
For sure.
You know, but the ones that aren't, I want them to fall on their face, because once they fall on their face, they're either going to get back up and keep swinging, or they're going to turn around and go home.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, no, I feel that, bro. I've come to realize that a lot of people don't. There's a lot of people that only say they want to be like super successful or want to be this, that, and the third because they feel like they're supposed to want it. There's like this whole era of like, you know, like those people that make those videos and be like, you shouldn't want to work a 9 to 5 and everybody needs to be an entrepreneur. No,
everyone can't be.
I've been to some terrible restaurants of some people that just like, I'm gonna start. You shouldn't. And it's like, try. Like my thing is, I'm not gonna. If you want to do something, I'm not gonna tell you don't do it, because I'm a very avid follow your dreams type of person.
Right.
But there's some people that I think don't know what they want, or know that they don't want big stuff, and then they try to go get it because they trying to make somebody happy.
That's another thing. People set unrealistic expectations for themselves, knowing they're not going to ever achieve it, but the idea of it is romantic, right? Yep. Knowing they don't really ever want it, but that just I don't know, man. It is really weird, man.
It's very
and it happens in all walks of life. Like from the old person who's you know, not working anymore, you know, whatever, or the young person who thriving to come out of the hood and do something, or like the person that goes against the grain and doesn't take daddy's, you know, trust fund. Like it just happens everywhere. You know? Like it's so weird how that works, man. It really is. And I mean, that's what I've noticed, and I've noticed a lot, and like doing this a lot, you know, having these conversations with people, having any type of long format conversation, but like also just paying attention to people's conversations. I become so bad at small talking, and you have to find a, like, I don't ever want to be rude that I cut someone off, but like once you start having so many great conversations, when you get into a weird, not gonna say boring, but just there's no direction. I'm sometimes guilty of cutting it off, you know, and that's it sucks to be that type of person, but I have seen myself being that type of person sometimes.
I don't think it's necessary. Like I think it's that Southern hospitality thing of just like you don't want to be rude, and that kind of can be considered rude. But sometimes I think it's good to. It may be good. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad to cut conversation, especially if like you don't feel like you have anything. Like it's of course like, you know, how you doing, yada yada. But if you're like, okay, it's time to wrap this up.
You're like, and they're still going. I'm like, dude,
they're like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But now I understand, like from on my, like I don't like small talk a lot of times because I feel like if I don't have anything, if I don't feel like I have something to say, to offer you, whether it's a joke or if it's a serious conversation, I don't want to have a conversation. It's not rude. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody, but it's just like, I know you want to talk,
right?
But I don't have anything to say, and I don't want to talk. And it's like, now, how much of this time? How long am I gonna bullshit? It'd be like, for real, okay. And I don't want to be rude, but it's like, man, I gotta go do something else because this is a lot. But like that, you know, I do comedy, and you get off stage and people want to talk to you. If I'm drunk,
I can only imagine.
Man,
I can only imagine. Because everyone's amped up and has something. Well, look, that's another thing, right? Oh man, so you're stimulating people, right? You're stimulating. You are. You're you are a stimulator. So you're up there stimulating all these people, and then they lose the stimulation. Well, they want it back
for sure.
And you got off the stage, they expect you to give it to them, right? And that's another really fucking hard thing. I'm not that person, but I can only imagine being in that situation. I've been in that situation on other things,
for sure.
You know, and so I know what that feels like from an extent, but not like what you do. So is an artist and an entertainer doing that, Like, I can only imagine what that's like, because then it's like, hey, come be my clown. Be my clown. Right here. Come here. Tell a joke.
That's the worst part.
What you talking about over here? So. Shit, man.
I had to learn to stop telling people. When people are like, what do you do? I need to remember to lie or just not say comedy. Because once you say comedy, they
want you to be funny.
Tell me a joke. And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Oh, if you're a comedian, then you're supposed to be funny all the time. No. I get paid to go on stage. Like, I'm not.
Do you? So how do you switch that on and off? And also, like, is that something like? Do you practice that shit like that? I just feel like I might be, if I ever did that, I'd be like trying to try it out in weird, awkward situations to see what would happen, because that would be like a blind audition almost. You know what I mean?
I used to try to work material in the conversation and test it out, but I stopped very fast. It don't work. But some comedians, they will not stop. I'm hearing comedy friends talk to like people that don't do comedy in conversation. I'm like, he finna tell them a joke. They think it's a conversation, and he finna tell them. I'm like, all right, they go to punchline. But there's some comedians like that. I wish I was like, not like that, because I abhor trying to work on material. I got friends that be like, hey man, what you think about this joke? I listen, but it's like, I don't want to, because now I'm in a position like, you the homie, you telling me a joke, you trying to see if it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I also don't want you to go up there and try some bullshit.
Right.
But I'm not the audience.
Exactly. That's another thing. Like, I may think it's hilarious because I like you, or because I understand what your point is. Right. I have some context. Mm-hmm. If you're going at it from a, maybe it's just a whatever. Like, you don't know what kind of room it's going to be. Yeah. Who knows? That's
what the open mics are for. Go try. Like, it's a lot of time they want to see if it's a good idea. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, but again, I might think it's good. Try it on stage and keep working on it. That's the best way to get the best reaction, to know if it's good or not. It's some comedian. I wish I was like it's a dude named Pratt and Hot Topic. They get off stage before they go on stage. Funny 24/7, character 24/7. They always, at least every time I see them, they always hype. Even if they're not hype, they funny and engaged. Mm-hmm. I wish I was like that. Sometimes I'm quiet as shit. Before I get on stage, I'm quiet as shit. You wouldn't think that I'm a comedian.
Working through stuff in your head, or
I'm working through being nervous, because I don't ever. I did it one time. I was very confident and cocky. I was like, oh, I got this shit. I'm gonna go up there. Okay. Didn't work nothing out of my head. I went up there and bombed.
Okay.
But like, usually now I'm like, I need to feel nervous, but then I do feel nervous. So I'm like, I need to feel nervous. And I'm nervous if I don't feel nervous, but it's not the unsettling nervousness that I need.
Yeah.
I need this, like, that feeling of like, oh, it could all go bad. Like, I need to feel that to keep me in check. So then when I go out, I zone out, I go on stage, and it's like a switch. I'm like a different person. And then I get off stage and I'm like, all right, we can talk.
And so you have, I feel like, I guess you can always work the crowd if something doesn't work out. Like, is that kind of what you, because it seems that way, like, not saying, I'm not a comedian, so I don't know. But what I'm saying is like, I would think you're so good at crowd work that if you did, maybe if something wasn't delivering, you could take that direction. It just seems like to me.
Yeah. I'm fortunate enough to have those things in my bag of tricks. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be that to be good at comedy. There's some people that abhor crowd work. Keep me away from crowd work. That's not real comedy.
I've been in some rooms where I wish they would shut the fuck up and not talk to me and just, you know what I'm saying? I know I have, I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah. But there's some comedians that don't, and they're very good joke tellers and very good writers, and they don't need and some of them can't do crowd work, but they don't have to. And there's some that should probably start, but it's just part of the game. Like, it's just another thing to learn. But
the crowd work, like, from this area versus Austin, how is that? Like, do you still work the same, or is it completely different?
It's pretty much the same. The thing with Austin, sometimes you do shows and people, they do this thing called barking. So like, they'll go on 6th Street and they'll like hand people tickets. Hey, a comedy show going on this way. So they do that, and you get random people that either didn't get in the mothership or didn't plan on seeing comedy, and you got different temperaments. So you might have somebody that's a super conservative with a super liberal person, a person that doesn't like crass humor, a person that only like dark jokes, and they're all in this room, and you telling a pussy joke, and these people laugh, and they like, we shouldn't have came. But then you hit them with something else, and then they're laughing, they're like, I don't like that. So sometimes you have a weird crowd like that. But most comedy shows out here, everybody bought a ticket because they either know was the people that's on the show, or they got the, you know what I'm saying, they've been there before. It's kind of the same. That's the only way it's different. But sometimes I got rooms where they like, we want all of this. Yeah, and so it's cool. Austin is a very, their slogan is like, keep it weird or some shit like that. Yeah. But I think it's weirder than what it used to be. if I'm honest, because the influx of people that used to be Mormons and shit, and now they'll come down here and they want to do comedy. It's a weird.
Oh, that's got to be interesting.
Yeah, it is.
That has got to be interesting.
It's like the perfect utopia of like, it's so many conservative people there.
Yeah.
But then you'll see like a trans woman walking down the street. Yeah. It's like you don't see that nowhere else, because like usually that's in that type
in Texas.
It's like what? But it's like everybody cool. Nobody like. The only time I be getting mad at comedians, like new comedians, but that's just like, bro, y'all don't know what y'all doing, but y'all think y'all know everything. So like that kind of like pissed me off a little bit, but I got used to it because I found where I can go. But other than that, like everybody cool. Nobody be tripping about nothing. Only time there was some bad stuff that happened in Austin is when South by was there and some people from out of town came in and they started shooting. But
right. Well, I mean, yeah, we have a different. I mean, it's a completely different culture than here for sure. But I'm excited for what you guys are doing here too. You know, I had to talk about that a little bit too. I don't want to shine too much light on everywhere else. I mean, because I mean, everyone loves you here, man. So I mean,
I appreciate it.
Mad props to everybody here supporting you, and then also you as well.
For sure. Love this community too. By the way, this is a very, very cool comedy community, man.
Yeah. I mean, I've got that vibe, especially since I met you. You know, of who follows you, and then also getting more connected in this sphere of people that do what you do. You know what I mean? What you got coming up here lately?
I got in town. I'll be at. This is probably gonna come out after after Friday. It's
this week.
Friday and Sunday. I got my boy Broderick. He's a newer comic. He's funny. He's very dark. They're putting together a show for his birthday at Laugh Out Loud. So it's gonna be me, Pratt, Hot Topic, Derek Keener, and Broderick McCoy, and it's called the You Might Get Offended show. So it's gonna be because
that'd be one to go to right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy show. It's gonna be very, very wild. They picked the 4. Is it 4 or 5? I can't count. They picked the 4 dudes who, if they're on it, we're usually not on the show together. They usually pick one of us and put us on the show and be like, all right, so this is the wild card. But like it's just a show of full wild card. We might not tell one joke and just have everybody laughing.
Just talk shit the whole time.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those for sure. So that's on Friday, and on Sunday, my boy Scooby has a show every first Sunday. It's called First Sundays. He moved it from LOL to Lake Street Bar on Lake Street. It starts at 5, so that's gonna be cool. It's a guy from you remember that reality TV show in New York, Black Ink Crew? Is a guy from there. I forgot his name, but it was. I think
there's so many damn reality shows. I can't keep up with
it's too many. I think it was on VH1. I think, but anyway, he's coming down. Scooby, me, him, and I should really learn people's names. I'm bad at that, but it's gonna be a good show regardless.
Yeah,
I just got so much going on.
And then you're headed out of town.
Yeah. On the 6th, I'll be going back to Austin. I got a few more shows. I got a calendar full of shit. I'll be back on this side on the 18th for a show in Longview. Okay, and I'm going right back.
Some East Texas shit going on.
Yeah, yep. Oh, it's a good.
How's that going?
It's Rose. Shout out to Rose City too. Have you been to Rose City?
No.
All right, so in Tyler, Texas, is this small comedy.
I've heard about it. I need to go.
Bro, please.
And I fucking love Tyler.
Please.
And somebody was telling me about that spot. Yes.
Yeah. On Mondays they have an open mic. It's the best open mic I ever been to. Hands down, because there's always people there. I always have fun every time I go. I haven't been in a minute, but there's always people there. It's the most packed open mic I've ever been to in my short comedy career. You know what I'm saying? That's about 7 years, but most consistently fun. It's a great crowd every time, even if it's not the same people. Tyler's a small place, but somehow they find a way to get different people to come in. There's
it's like a mini Austin sometimes. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like it's same same vibes, but just on a much smaller scale.
For sure. They have their own brewery out there too. It's right. I think.
Yeah. It's right down from that East Texas Brewing.
I think. So.
Hey, will you check out that? What's the name of that brewery in Tyler? But yeah, it's right there around the square. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know exactly where it is. They have that big venue that's like a restaurant right next to all that stuff. It's badass. Something like Rick's on the Square.
I haven't been.
It's a cool little spot. Yeah. I don't know their hours or whatever. ETX.
Oh yeah.
ETX is the one that's downtown, isn't it?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
I think that's the one right by Rose City, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We walked there one night, and we walked in, and they let us use the bathroom and shit. So it was cool, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I don't know, bro. Dallas is a really good scene, too. Like,
I've been to a couple shows in Dallas, and it's been a couple years, and it was like right post-COVID, and it's still a good time. But was Dallas has always been a nice little spot to catch like a little small show.
For sure, yeah. They got there's so many places to do comedy out there. The Improv, Arlington, and Fort Worth.
We talked about that about Dallas because that was there was that one venue over there in Highland Park in that area. It's like a little shopping center. It was on the second story. I think you said you worked some shit there, but I don't remember the name.
Probably. So I'll be forgetting, bro. I forget stuff that I forget. I remember stuff I forgot.
What's in Longview though? What's
Longview? Let me pull out the information.
He can get it. He can get it. It's a spot in Longview.
If you can go to Facebook. It's a theater, so it's not like a actual comedy venue place.
But they're just putting a show on there.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Brandy, Lakshmi, and Clyde, I believe, are putting it on. Clyde Williams is he's headlining.
Okay.
So it's gonna be me, him. It should go to my go type in Brandy, Brandy, then Lakshmi, Lachney. There she is, right there. Yep, it should be. That's it. The cover photo. Yeah, live in Longview, a comedy show. Yep.
Saturday, May 18th.
Yep. Doors at 7. Show at
Longview Community Center.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a theater.
The community center, boy. It's gonna be some fun shit.
It's gonna be terrible. That is gonna be fucking terrible.
Oh no, it'll probably be a good time, bro. Yeah. The acoustics might be shit, but it should be a good time.
Those are the best shows. Doing a show where you shouldn't do a show at.
Yeah.
Best time. Everybody, I want to do a theater. Nah, hell no. I want to do a bathroom show. That shit is fun. I'll do a show at Waffle House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waffle House, big dude. Yeah. That's the best spot for everything.
Man, what?
Meth, fights.
Exactly.
Divorce, first kiss. Shit, you name it, bro. Free reign to use that in your material, bro.
I hope I don't forget that shit. That is funny.
Versus Jackson and DD.
Yep. Don't sit in the seat without a condom because you might get.
Why don't they have condom machines in there?
I don't know.
I think they would.
They should.
No? But you would think they would.
Yeah, they should. You know the machines that have pills and condoms and shit? Yeah,
dick pills and condoms, all they got in there. And maybe a Tylenol. You take too many dick pills.
Yeah, you don't need a Tylenol for sure.
Or if you don't use the condom.
Bruh. Dog, I love this shit. I wouldn't change it for the world. I figured out a long time ago what I wanted to do, man, and I've been trying to effectively take shit out of my life that might take me away from what I want to do.
Okay.
Bro. Like this.
Well, it's got to be. Dude, it's got to be a hard way to earn a living, and no disrespect. I'm just saying, like, it's just one of those things where you have to get to a certain tier before you start making a really good living doing.
Oh, for sure. Well, it can be. You could. There's a lot of comedy. I learned this like last year. I didn't know this because I thought it was just straight stand up, but you can. There's a lot of writing gigs out there. Okay. You just gotta. But the thing is, if you don't know, you don't know. So like I follow comedians and I try to learn from them. A lot of times I learn through just watching like the stories or the interviews. One of my favorite comedians named Vincent Bryant, he posted something about Nickelodeon had a writers program for like young comedy writers. They can write, so stuff like that you can get in there, and then that develops into, because he on the road, but he is a writer on Miss Pat's television show that's on BET.
Dude, I love her, bro.
Yeah,
she is fucking hilarious. Dude.
Yeah.
She is hilarious.
Yeah. He writes for her show.
Okay.
So like that was one thing that he was doing, and then he's on tour now and doing all this stuff. So it's like it's gigs out there, but it's hard. The hardest part is knowing where to look, because you don't have to be super famous to make money doing comedy. You can do it on the road. I got a partner who does college tours, like small colleges, big. And he is like,
I guess I was just thinking in perspective of stand up, like
for sure,
stand up gigs, right? Yeah, okay.
But like even the college shows is still stand up, but it's like if you're comfortable with doing shows with 7 students in Massachusetts and then coming right back home, but you get paid a lot of money for it. You got to be clean, and you got to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the stuff that most like comedians don't want to do. They're like, I don't want to be clean, but that's kind of where the money is.
But so you wouldn't, I guess my question, would you take a clean
for sure
gig if you think you still be able to, like, what's the crowd work like on that though? Because that separates you, I think, from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And like doing that clean's got to be How does that work? I mean,
you can still, like, if you have a mind. Well, for me, if I know what I'm supposed to do going in, like, okay, like, kind of toe the line, like, something may slip out if I'm just stream of consciousness, but usually I can just be
right
like,
there on the line.
Yeah, for sure. You can still walk the line and be clean, and still, you know, say some stuff. But it's like dirty isn't the only funny. You can just point stuff out and be like, you can say something like, "Why you dressed like that?" Because I do that a lot too. Like, "Why you dressed like that?" And everybody be like, "Oh, that's funny," because he is dressed kind of weird. It's kind of like one of them things of just being observant and putting everybody in on the joke. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
that's another thing. I feel like it'd be hard to make fun of the way people dress in certain scenarios, especially being in like a more an environment where there's a lot more interesting individuals. I guess like you really can't talk shit on their clothes because everybody's shit looks wild. You know what I mean? Like.
That's when I would talk about everybody at the same time. Like, why are y'all all dressed like that? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Yeah. And usually everybody's a good sport about it. I think I made this one dude uncomfortable last week because he walked in with a girl and they sat with another couple, but they didn't sit together. Like, the dude sat on the other side of the other guy and the girl sat on the other side. And like, I'm like, "Are y'all together?" And the girl just goes, "We're friends." And I was like, "Oh, I messed that up." But then I started talking about the dude outfit. I said he dressed like a pedophile, and then I was like,
"What is a pedophile dressed like, bro? I want to know what he was wearing now."
Isn't that something regular?
Just in
but
case
it's just
I need to watch out or something.
Don't wear collar shirts with all the buttons pulled up with no tie. Don't do that.
Yeah, no shit.
He was that with some khaki pants, but he really didn't dress like a pedophile. But it's like, it was different from what everybody else dressed like. So I just said something wild, and then you can like, "Oh, I can see that." And then I asked him what he did for work, and he was like, "I sit in front of a computer all day," and that was the worst thing he could say. Cause "Oh, so you watch child porn for work?" And it's like, dude, it was just but you can't do that at a clean show.
No, you can't do that at a clean show. It's almost like you get put in scenarios, I guess, especially this day and age, where everyone's like fucking about their feelings. Like, to where you almost feel guilty for laughing at something, even though you know it's a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good though. I think there's a healthy balance with it. I don't think everybody should. I think some people should be offended. Well, I don't even say that. I think that it will always balance itself out at the end of the day. We're all too fucking
comfortable, man.
You think what you mean?
We're all too comfortable. Like, we're all too comfortable. Nothing's going wrong in our society or life enough to where we're easily offended by everything.
I don't get what you mean.
So like, people have so much time on their hands and so much convenience that things in life that normally wouldn't bother them if they were like physically going through something,
for sure,
bother them.
I see,
because they use other people's bullshit and project it on themselves.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if they had other shit going on in their lives where they weren't constantly focused on someone else's life, then they really wouldn't get offended as much, in my opinion. You know,
I can see that. Me, but, you know. I don't disagree with that. I think it's a mixture. It might be a mixture of like we're as Americans, we're kind of like, we're not the smartest country. We're the one of the most powerful, but we're not the smartest because we're like, we don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? So that
we're because of the convenience.
I think for you see
sure, what I'm saying? So like,
just all kind of work.
Us being us being afforded that luxury almost sometimes gives us this makes us pansies in some retrospect. You know what I mean? In some areas, to where it's really like, dude, just shut the fuck up. The dude's telling a joke. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. Like, that some people shouldn't go to comedy shows. No. But and then too, like, that's the weird thing, because some people shouldn't go, but then some people should.
But don't you want everyone to go though? You know what I mean? Like, you want everyone to experience it, but you would have to almost prepare them for it. Like,
kind of, I wouldn't say I want everybody to go. I want people to go, but I don't want. It's some people I don't want to come to comedy shows because there's nothing that can help them enjoy themselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like,
but if there's something you could do to prepare someone to where they could enjoy it, I feel like that's what, like, if there's some way I can prepare you for this, to show you how to understand when you go here, the fulfillment I get out of it, you know, what it does to stimulate me, you know.
You want people to enjoy something that you enjoy is about the same. If not, I did that.
But unfortunately, it's not the case, right?
You know? It would be nice though, because the more people come, the more money you can make.
Money you make, bro.
But I mean, like, bro, it is. I do, because like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's people that have come to shows that I know aren't happy, and that makes me happy. It's like, I'm gonna see if I can make you laugh, or like, if you don't laugh, then I know you're gonna be mad, and I'm cool with either one. But like, the attempt to try to make you laugh is fun.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm sure there's always that one stiff in the room, bro.
Oh yeah,
that you can try to work on. And it's like a shining light in there too.
It's been so many
times.
Dude
got drugged there with his girlfriend and his other friends and didn't want to go, or whatever.
God. This is the person that think they go to comedy shows because they didn't become a comedian, but they wanted to, and now they try to be funny. That's the worst. Like, y'all not funny. And but nothing used, like, you know, if you go to a comedy show and, like, if somebody call your name, you'd be want to, like, I don't know what to say, but I'm going to engage with them. They'll just be like, I heard it before. I'm funnier than that. And it's like, bruh, that's when you call them fat. But I don't know, man. I'm the worst person to deal with that. The worst and the best. It's good for the audience and me, but for them, they wouldn't like it. But, like, I say shit because at that point, I'm like, we here to have fun, so you probably gonna end up pissed off.
You fuck with fat people?
What you mean?
Like, I mean, like, some people are scared to mention that kind of shit.
Oh no,
like,
I talk about everything, man. Nah, I get it, bro.
You thought I was talking about like women? Like,
no, not like that. I thought you meant like you don't like fat people.
No, bro, no.
Well, I can't do nothing about that. But nah,
I'm talking shit. I'm using that as an example, bro.
Oh, just like, you basically saying like, do I fuck with
anybody, no matter what it is?
Anybody can get it. Anybody can get these jokes. I don't care. Anybody, like, once I'm on stage, but this is the thing too, like, I feel like I can get away with it, so to speak, because I know I don't mean that shit. I say a lot of mean shit up there, but I don't, off stage, I'm not that mean unless you talking shit with me and I know we can play, or you just being mean, then I'm gonna say some shit back. But even then, I bite my tongue because I know I can get mean and I want to keep my friends. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fight everywhere I go. So sometimes I just let people have it.
I just feel like you don't need to talk shit to a professional shit talker.
Yeah, you should.
Like, you shouldn't try to fight a professional fighter. Like, you just don't. Like, why would you want to pick that battle? You know you're going to lose. You know, unless you just are glutton for punishment.
Yeah,
but egos, of course, that's always a thing. And every single piece of that's another thing that eats up people in comments and shit. That's just the ego push for them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They get that 5 minutes of fame and then get someone in their little chamber to talk some shit with them, and then it just makes them feel good for 5 minutes, man.
You know, that I noticed a lot of people in comments, that's why I lose my mind sometimes, because, like I said, like, you think you're engaging with somebody that's going to be fair and thoughtful. Yeah, no. That whole MO is trying to be.
You're not.
Yeah, no, they trying to.
Because the motherfuckers that are thoughtful aren't sitting there trying to talk shit to you either. You know what I mean? They probably got what you said, gave it a laugh, and moved on. You know, it's like, okay, that's just funny. Yeah. I see where we went there. You know what I mean? Like, but you having to break it down to fucking, I don't know, man.
Man,
it is unfortunate, man. I like to. I don't know. I like to experience it from like 1,000-foot view and watch things and watch how people interact, man. And I don't know. It's just what you guys do. Like, I can't have enough comedians on here because I just enjoy it. Like, I think that it's a lost art that has recently been, found. You know what I mean? Or there's been those staple comedians over the past generations, but not so much now to where everyone's actually looking to actually try it. Or people that may have never would have thought could do it, or actually, at least trying to do it.
Like, everybody has their favorite comedian, and it's not the same 7 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
exactly. You know what I'm saying? You said it better. You said it better.
My favorite comedian is Dookie Shoes, and they'll be like, "Who the fuck is Dookie Shoes?" Like, you don't know, he got
look him up on TikTok.
And he has 1 million something followers. It's crazy. I like it though. It's kind of weird sometimes, though, because it's like everywhere you go, especially in Austin, everywhere you go, somebody is trying to be a comedian, so you feel a camaraderie at times, but then you also feel like, dang, like, there's no normal people here.
Yeah. Sometimes. Well, I mean, who's going to be the audience if the whole audience is comedians too? Shit. It's like,
but they come, though. But they're mostly out of town people that's coming to visit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I hate an open mic when it's just comedians.
I can only imagine, because they're just trying to either steal shit or somehow criticize your shit. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I mean, and look, I understand. Like, it's competition. At that point, it's competition.
Everybody think they're the funniest. I'm kind of glad that, like, I got a competitive spirit when it comes to it. I'm more competitive with other things, but with comedy, I want to win, but I also want to see, like, comedians win too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if somebody does good, I don't go, dang, he got all the laughs in the room, I can't do nothing. Or she got all. I'm glad they killed. That means the audience is having a good time, and now I can go have a good time with them too if I'm going up next. Or if I do good, then they, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think anyone you're doing a show with, you would want to bomb because it's going to affect your set too.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And also just put a bad taste in the crowd's mouth.
Yeah, because that makes people leave too. Like
we experienced that the last show you did here that I was at. I was like, dude, I'm so glad he came up. He was like, bro, I got to get Mark up. I'm going to see if he'll come up. And I was like, dude, I'm so fucking glad. I'm so fucking glad because I'm sitting here like, and these people, some people have never been to the show and they're just laughing. I'm like, this is not what this is supposed to be about. I want y'all to experience a real, some real comedy. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, man.
No, yeah, for real though. I mean, but that was the thing. I looked at my wife. I was like, I'm so fucking glad he came on here. And I didn't even know you yet, but I'd seen you. I'd seen you through some material out of another show at like 7 Tap or something back when. I was like, well, I know he's got this shit.
That was up, man. That made me feel good because I try to stay as humble as possible.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to feel like I'm just like the shit. Like I know what I can do, but I'm never just like I appreciate it because it just reconfirms that I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when people
for sure,
say,
dude. I think you just got to keep putting in the rounds.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Can't stop. I ain't got no choice at this point, man. I'm in
you
it.
all in
bro.
now,
bro. I done gave up everything for it, but I knew what I wanted. That's it's I don't recommend it. People all the time be like, man, because they see all the stuff that I can do, I do, and they're just like, man, I wish I was a artist. Like, I don't recommend it because, in my opinion, and it's not to downplay anything, but I think that just like working a regular job and coming home to your kids and having a wife, that's way easier than trying to be this shit, whatever the fuck I'm trying to be. You know what I'm saying? It's very isolating. And also, like, people don't understand. They don't see what I see, what I'm trying to go to. They see what's now. They're like, oh, well, you don't. It was a point in time, I just got a car after having like a year or two with no car. You know what I'm saying? And that was a very fortunate situation, but no house, no car. Methodically pushing stuff away so I can go chase that. I could be, if I didn't have like friends and stuff just happen, I could be homeless trying to make this shit happen. Like some people are in Austin, but it's like, I knew from jump, like I was, at a young age, my mom got mad at me for saying this shit. I'm like, I'm willing to sleep in a car to make this happen because I live, breathe all this art I do. And she was just like, you would sleep in a car.
Yeah, and and it's one of those things. I mean, you get it as a parent too. You're like, you don't want that for your kid. You want your kid to be comfortable and successful because you don't want them to go through the same hardships you did.
For sure.
But there's some appreciation in that too. Like, okay, I mean, he wants to follow his dreams, man.
Yeah,
and like, I mean, isn't that what this entire fucking civilization was built on? Yep. You know what I mean? And like also like it's something we lose touch of day by day, you know?
Yeah. I think if anybody has a chance, it's not for everybody, but that's the thing too. I think that's why it's so hard because organically it weeds people out. So you're either going to be a dick sucker or you're going to go through the pain and then make it happen. Yeah. And I'm at a point where I'm comfortable with not losing everything, but detaching myself from stuff to make this happen because I feel like that's my purpose is creating art, whether it's a laugh or whatever the other shit I do is like it's coming from a place. Wherever it's coming from, it's coming, and I feel like it helps and it serves its purpose. Me not doing it is a detriment because there's like 10 other people that can do it but not as good or not in a specific way. I know a bunch of people that do it I almost said that should probably stop, but I don't mean that. But there's some people that's like they cool, but then you see people like there's a lot of people that play basketball, but then Kobe, LeBron, and Michael, right? You know what I'm saying? That's
you have to be. That's just in your thing. It's in a lot of things. Like you got to be willing to put in the work
for sure.
Then you got to be unique.
Yeah,
you gotta be different. Yeah, you gotta be better. So that takes more work. Yeah, and that takes a lot of fucking failing. A lot of fucking bombing, a lot of fucking. And then there's those 0.5% people that just fall into a fucking great opportunity, but you can't go at any goal thinking that you're going to be that 0.5% because you're probably not going to be, and honestly, you're probably not going to make it.
No.
And then so not wishing on anyone, I get that because I think that too. Sometimes I hear that from people, their mentors or whatever, and I'm like, I understand that. But I'm enjoying this fucking ass kicking every day. Yeah. When I stop enjoying this ass kicking, I'll make a decision. But right now, I'm enjoying it, my ass kick. You know?
Yeah, that's the. I think that's what separates a lot of people. And let me go back to. I'm not saying I'm like the Michael Jordan of comedy by no means. That's not
right.
But
you're just saying successful. Like, anyone's successful.
I say it like this. It's the. I think what separates people when it comes to like different art forms or whatever is the love for because that love translates to dedication. That dedication translates to building skill sets. Because like anybody can go build a skill. Anybody can learn how to be funny or whatever. Learn what to do. That's one thing. But then like the love or whatever driving you is gonna keep you doing that shit. Like I always say, the big difference is like I think if Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan didn't play basketball, they would be serial killers because they have an insane level
mindset,
of
commitment. Yeah.
It's
like I think like on the side of people who are passionate about what they do, I can't think of a better person than Jelly Roll.
Oh yeah,
that dude has been through it all and still gives everyone and God the glory every single fucking time you hear him talking. It's like, dude, I almost think you're fake of how genuine you are. You know what I mean? Like, that's who I think of when I think, holy shit, he's in it at the peak of it and still saying that he shouldn't be there and appreciating what he has.
Right.
And then once you lose sight of that, then it's like, okay, well, you know.
I feel it can get scary, but I appreciate people like you said, Jelly Roll, people who are.
I don't know why I thought of him, but that's just when every time I see him, I'm just like, damn, dude, you're making me tear up, brother, for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck.
Nah, that's I love to see shit like that, man. It just him, T-Pain, people that are kind of like, because T-Pain was like on top of the world, but like where he is now, he's still T-Pain, but he's not trying to be that. He's comfortable with who he is and where he is, and he's just having fun with what he's doing. That's what I want to be. I don't have to be super famous as long as I can do comedy every day, all day. Ari Spears said on the podcast that he his week to week is basically like he wake up when he wants to, and he he does shows on the weekend, and he make enough money to like he good, and then he do the podcast or whatever. But it's like that's my dream life of just like I'm not the type of person where I'm just like I wake up early, but I'm not the type of person where it's like, all right, I got to do this at 9 o'clock and then this at 10, unless it's a schedule already. But every day, no. I need to. I'm the type of person where what am I feeling today, and can I do it? And I just feel like,
well, you just got a good artist. I mean, you're an artist. For sure. Good artist mentality. Like when you're on, you're on. When you're off, you're off, and you know you're off, so you can turn it off.
Hell yeah.
And if you're afforded the, hard work enough to be afforded the luxury to be able to double down on that, they can only boost your creativity. I would think. You know what I mean?
For sure. I said, who was I talking about? Ari Spears, but actually, like my biggest like inspiration or like motto of how I would like to live my life is Tyler the Creator, because he's the type of person where he worked hard and he's talented to get where he was, and he can take a year off. He can put out a project or whatever because he does music, clothes, and video, all that kind of stuff. But like he's to a point where he can take a year off and build something and then put it out. And he has the fan base and the creativity and the talent to make it all be worth something. And then that's how he makes his money. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to be able to take 6 months off because I have this idea, flesh the idea out, put it out. I don't have to go on like, hey y'all, I don't want to do the PR shit. I just want to put my stuff out or go somewhere and people enjoy it. We enjoy each other, and then I can go back. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be in everybody's face all day. That's just me though. I don't need to. Like it's weird because I'm a comedian.
I get it. I get it, man. I mean, you want to do what you want to do.
For sure.
But whenever you get on that stage, shit changes.
Oh yeah. It's for sure.
I appreciate it, bro. Well, let's wrap this thing up. Any plugs and where can everybody find you?
On pretty much everything, Mark Pugh Jr. MarkPughJr on Instagram. That's pretty much where everything goes. So, and any other links I have is on my Instagram. So that's it. I post